Alright guys, welcome back to the second episode of Total War Empire Let's Play. Now, where we left off is just after the start of the game. We hadn't actually made any movements yet. We'd upgraded a few territories and a few roads, and that's all. So we'll end the turn there as the game cycles through the other countries and they have their turns. Now, if they want to talk to us, we'll get some pop-ups, some diplomacy pop-ups, and it'll inform us on what they want to talk to us about, or offer us, or maybe even just go to war with us. So this is the most time-consuming part of the game. Obviously, you can see the other nations are moving their units around the map. And back to our turn. Alright, so this is just letting us know that the farm is upgraded. Feel free to read that, pause it if you want. I'm not going to. It also updates us who's at war with each other. So the United Provinces and Spain are now at war. The Julian calendar, so these are just little interesting historical facts of what happens in those years and that time. Now, one of the biggest differences we have in this turn is the snow that is everywhere, because it's wintertime in Europe. More traditionally, you're less likely to wage war in winter, but apparently, according to the AI in this, they don't care and they'll go to war with you at any stage. Now, we're back to 8,193 in our treasury. What we're going to do now is we're just going to get the Karl Moore, our spy, just to go around these cities and just give us an idea. So infiltrate on what they have in there. So successful mission. Karl Moore, your agent, has successfully completed his mission, returning sensitive information about the enemy. He will be ready for new orders next turn. Now, sometimes he's not successful, and if he gets captured, they shoot him. Which is not good for anyone. So he has different missions. He can assassinate anyone in the town. So they have Johann Caspar von Bielgarde. He's got a 41% chance of actually doing that. Obviously, Saxony's neutral, and if we did that, it'd be considered an act of war. So he's relayed to us the information of their army. So you got a militia unit, a pike unit, a little cannon unit, provincial cavalry, which is basically militia cavalry, and just the general. So all in all, a successful spy mission. Now, what I'm going to start to do is build up my armies. So I can recruit in Berlin some line infantry, cannons and cavalry units. In Königsberg, yeah, so exactly the same. Like I said, Königsberg is most likely going to be the first region that we're going to get attacked in. So we'll get some line infantry. They only take one turn to build, which is good, so we can build them, get them out there. At the moment we have 3 of those pikemen. See, the pikemen, at this day in world history, they are antiquated technology, and just by having them, we are spending money on upkeep for them. Money that we really don't need to be spending, because just through my style of gameplay, I don't use pikemen. Maybe in Total War Medieval, or Rome 2, Shogun 2, they are a little bit more useful, but in Empire, just for me, they're not. So I'm going to disband them. We'll keep the militia, because if we move our army out of the cities, it drops the happiness of the city, and can raise the threat of a rebellion. So having militia in the towns kind of deters them from doing that. So yeah, as you see down the bottom line, infantry costs 575. The more you have, the more you have to spend on upkeep. So the less money you get in, so you want to get enough money coming in through trade and goods. It's a very it's a juggling act. So, and maybe a cavalry regiment of horse as well, because the army here, yeah, so basically the same. So we'll get rid of that pikeman as of before. And this green line here, that's our trade routes. So it's going to England, and this one going up to the north is obviously going to the 13 colonies, which we're going to have a quick look at. So, yeah, here we go. So there's our trade route coming down from the north and going into New York Harbour. At this time of 1700, it was nothing really. I think it'd just been given to the colonies by the Dutch, because it was initially a Dutch settlement. Okay, so here are all the, yeah, it's a bit chunky, low frame rate, that's okay. Right, we'll skip back to Europe, and that's basically all I want to do for this turn, so we'll move on. I'll have a drink. Now, the tip that J Squared, John Jeremy gave me was keep talking, because dead air in YouTube sense just gives the viewer a chance to move on. I'm not going to have enough things to say while it's cycling through the other countries, so sometimes you might just get some dead air. Alright, so start of the turn again. So Karl Moore is ready to move out of Saxony before he gets seen. So now they have, yeah, so here we are. So Karl can now, we'll get him to move down into Prague, we'll infiltrate, see what the Austrians have got going on down here. Another successful mission. They only have basic roads. So, yeah, and he's given us the list of what buildings they have in there. So that's good. So ancillary gains. So Adam von Viereck, well-connected mistress, +1 to management and treasury, +1 to justice. Yes, so von Viereck is our treasurer. Knowing the right people to bribe or blackmail can do wonders for a man's career. Good for you, sir. Whatever keeps us in the red, or is it black? No, it's red. Yeah, whatever keeps us in the red. No, it's black. Oh, I can't remember. Whatever, however the saying goes. So recruitment report, so there's all of our units that took 1 turn to recruit. And Captain Kidd, so a little bit of history there about Captain Kidd the pirate. Alright, so we're starting to build up a bit of an army. So we got 10,225 in our treasury. Now, I don't think Poland has a navy either at the moment. I think Russia may do. So if we were to go to war now, I don't think our trade routes would get cut off, because what they can do is they move their ships into the trade lines, and they basically pirate our trade routes. Now, I'll admit right now that I'm not the best at the naval battles, so I'll tend to do less of those than land battles, but that's okay, because if you want to get the game, which is this let's play is hopefully encouraging you to do, yeah, you probably want to do that more yourself. Alright, so what can we upgrade? Upgrade coaching in, so we can get a bawdy house where loose women preside. It spawns rakes, which is good. Rakes are always useful, despite what anyone says, and it only didn't cost too much. Alright, so we will build an admiralty, only because we have the money to spend. We still got money in our pocket, so why not? So we'll recruit. What we're going to do is probably get some more cannons. So if you look at the demi cannon, It's fixed artillery, which means once you've plopped it down, you can't move it. It's got the range of 400, accuracy of 45. The Sackers is also a fixed unit, the range of 400, accuracy of 40. So they're basically the same. Sacker is an old-fashioned style light cannon deployed in a fixed position. Demi-cannon is a heavily artillery piece for the previous century deployed a fixed. Yeah, so we'll maybe get a couple more of those, and maybe another cavalry unit. So, Scholbitten. I'm thinking we may do a two-pronged assault. We may have Dessau try and take Saxony. We may get Scholbitten to maybe march on Warsaw straight away. Alright. So I reckon we're going to have enough men, judging by the information we have of Saxony. We may have enough men as it is in Berlin to take Saxony. So what I'll do is I'll now recruit some militia units just to keep the order, and maybe 2 line units just in case we get surprised attack. Alright, so maybe next turn I'll start the war, because the next turn our ring bayonet technology will be available, which will also be an advantage. And likewise we'll get, so we got militia here anyway. So because Königsberg is in the middle of all this hostile territory, we'll also recruit some more line infantry the next turn. Okay, we'll leave that for next turn. So what we'll do is we'll supplement the militia with the line infantry. Alright, so ending the turn. Doom-de-doom-doom-doom. Sweden Maratha Confederacy, which are in India, Spain, Persia, Inuits, Mughals, also Indians. Denmark obviously is up to our north. So yeah, lots of little minor nations there. Not as much as many of the new Total War games, but a lot nonetheless. Alright, so our ring bayonet technology is finished. Our next technology under research is carbines. Kalmar, also another successful mission. Where is he? Prague. So, I don't think so. Prague don't even have an army. They've just got, see these grey bars here that indicates that they've got. Alright, so if you look at Saxony, we've got a mix of yellow and grey. So the yellow are the units that we can use in armies, move around and stuff like that. The grey are just the garrison units that are always gonna be there. So no matter what happens, if you attack them, they're always going to have units there to defend. They're not the best units, they're mostly town guard and what have you, but better than nothing, right? So we'll move him on, we'll move him into Breslau. Liverpool trait, moving across the snowy ground. I can speed up the movement too, which I probably will later. So successful mission, a little bit of an army. Pandors. These irregular troops are often poorly equipped and ill-disciplined, but they can be very effective mobile mob. Okay, so and the little Red Riding Hoods on, pikemen, one general, Ludwig von Baden-Baden. The name they like so much, they named him twice. Right, so traits gained. Godfrey Leibniz, armchair general, research points per turn, military technology. Scholar is definitely more ink than bloodstained, yet can hold forth sensibly on military affairs. Scholars' interests in matters military have been given time and scope to develop. Military cannot be lost or changed. Good. Alright, so if we go to a research panel, there's a tick for the ring bayonet, and we'll leave him on researching carbines, because when he does, we can actually then start to recruit dragoons. Now, dragoons are lightly armoured dudes on horses like cavalry. They can be used as cavalry, or you can dismount them and they can be a mobile infantry unit. Okay. Yeah, so that's, I reckon, yeah, that's just about what we're going to need. So what we'll do is we'll cluster these guys up into a unit. And we will move them, we'll move them to the border. So they're ready for the attack on Dresden. We'll recruit another line, another militia in Königsberg. So we've got Gdansk pretty close, but they've only got one unit in, and if we took Warsaw, which is the capital of Poland, as quickly as possible, and it's unfortified, deal a great blow to them. So we're recruiting more cannons. We'll get another line infantry there. So yeah, leave it for this turn. We'll probably leave the attack for next turn as well, and the turn after that. So we're not going to be fighting in the snow. Just hope not much happens in between then. Alright, moving on. Kids, if you're watching, just block your ears. I'm a smoker. Not of anything illegal, but there you go. Okay, so Poland, they want the trade agreement back. I've been instructed by my monarch to discuss a proposal for our mutual gain. They want to also offer us 390 gold as an incentive. The power is mighty and they're affluent. Well, we're terrifying, which I guess is higher than mighty, and we're rich as opposed to affluent, so I think we may be in a better position than Poland. So we're going to refuse that. My gracious sovereign, we'll be heartily disappointed to hear of your rejection. Let us hope, good sir, that you do not live to rue it. Well, I'm sorry, mate, but I don't live to rue much. I do certainly live, but rueing is not a trait that I hold. Alright, so just getting to the end of the other countries. This from Mission Kalmar, good stuff. So it looks like Breslau has the main bulk of the Austrian army. Obviously recruitment report, 3-color printing, yep, so they've improved historically the printing press in Germany. I think he used it to start printing out heaps of Martin Luther stuff, if I remember correctly. I'm probably wrong, but that's okay. I'm wrong quite often. Right, so what we'll do now is we'll move Kalmar into Warsaw. We'll infiltrate, we'll see what they've got in there, what we're going to be up against. And also leave him in the prime position to do some assassinating if the opportunity arises. So successful mission. So they've got 2 line infantry, pikemen, militia, demi-cannon, and 1 general. Kazimierz Podolski. 9 melee attack, 14 charge, yep, okay. So, not that much. I'm just wondering if, so they got 1 pikeman in Gdansk. If we can maybe take both at the one time. Consolidate our borders here with Brandenburg, which also would be great. Bring us close to Austria. What I want to do at the time being is improve our relations with Austria. So I'll bring up the diplomacy. Go to Austria. They're unfriendly. Now, what I said about trading with the Catholic nations, we don't make them too powerful, but at the moment, Austria is extremely powerful, and we don't want to go messing around with the Austrians. So if we have a trade agreement with them, mean they're probably going to be less likely to want to go to war with us. So we'll request a trade. Might offer them a little bit of gold just as an incentive. We'll go with 2,000. I mean, they are German speaking. Leopold I, mighty and rich. I think he's the Holy Roman Emperor. Will offer to pay. Send proposal. Do not presume that this agreement has dampened down the fires of our dislike for your nation, sir. Good day. Alright, so they've taken the agreement. They're still unfriendly. Can't really be helped at the moment. But once we take over Poland and Saxony, they'll probably be more likely to want to be our friends. Or more likely to attack us, because we'll be closer to them. The Vienna's down there, not with many units. Got some troop movement happening here. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll split these guys up. Scholbitten can take all the cannons with him, all the line infantry, and we'll move him into Tannenberg to get ready for our war with Poland. As you can see, our roads have upgraded, so that's helping our trade. What we'll also do is we'll move these line infantry, and we'll take one line infantry, one cavalry out, because they're going to take Gdansk. They're going to cross the bridge. Or maybe it's Dansk or Gdansk. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. I know it's Danzig, modern day Danzig. Alright, so now they don't have a general at the moment. We want them to have a general, so we're going to click this star button here. It's going to recruit general for 800, and it's given us, so it's random who it gives us. It's given us Balthazar Fries. Now he's a 4-star general. He's 24 years old, which is good, so if he survives we can use him for a long while. He's an uncle to men, +1 to morale in battles. General shows much consideration, probably too much for lower ranks. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with caring for your men. He's a soldier from birth, so gives him 1 command, and he's a bit of a drinker. It's okay. He's not a drunk yet, but he's a bit of a drinker, so he'll move on to Gdansk. Alright, so we're basically set for war. Alright, so this guy here, Dobromil Zagrobleni, he's a Polish gentleman. He can move into Magdeburg and try and steal our technology, or duel with old Gottfried, that's currently the headmaster, I guess you'd say, of the college. And we'll get into dueling later if that occurs. Alright, so we can't really upgrade much. I mean, the Imperial Palace we can upgrade. Death's Head Hussars. It's like a charging cavalry unit, which will be useful, but for 6,000, we're going to want to leave it if we're going to go to war soon. So, recruit more men. Small line there to hold the town. Down to 6,500 gold, so recruit some more men, and we'll leave it at that. In the turn. Now, a disadvantage that can happen, yep, see he's moving in now, is that Saxony or Poland can form other alliances in the time we've given them to, before we go to war. In saying that, we might find ourselves up against more nations in this war. So this war will obviously be the Prussian-Polish war for Dresden. So we now have carbines, which is good. We've upgraded 2 technologies for war. Square formation is our next one, and we'll see about that. So the Bordy house is now constructed. Carmore, another successful mission. Recruitment report, all good. So it's winter time, so I don't want to attack in winter. I'll wait for next turn. And in saying what I did before, if so Warsaw is building fortifications. It's going to take them 3 turns. So we're going to attack them before they're going to have time to finish those walls. They have upgraded their army a little bit. They now have Uhlans. I think that's a way to pronounce it. It's like a cavalry unit with poles, with lances. They have a good charge bonus, but their melee attacks not too great. These cavalrymen are armed with a long spear or lance that makes them particularly deadly when charging. That's okay, because our bullets will mow them down before that happens. Now, we bring up our technology. So square formation is only 2. Military syllabus is 4. I know I'm starting at the start researching a lot of military technology because it's just for Prussia. I mean, it's amazing we're not at war already. Cannons are okay for now. The big ass cannonballs they shoot are fine. We don't really need canister shots or grenades. And the agricultural side of things will come later. Alright, so Gottfried Arnold has now made it 83% Protestant, and there's no Protestantism in Poland. So what we'll do is we'll move him down and get ready for when we take this territory. We're going to start to convert the population to Protestantism, because at the moment with 0% Protestantism we probably will come up against a revolt, which we'll have to quash as well. So Dresden's obviously manning up, but all they can field is militia. That's okay. Alright, so next term we'll be at war. Spain, Poland, yeah, so they're moving in another gentleman. He's taking his time, he's in there, so they're trying to steal my technology. That's okay, because they're going to need it, to be quite frank. Sometimes Poland ends up being at war with Russia, sometimes they end up, as they are at the moment, being allies with them. Alright, so we've finished building the Admiralty, and we'll talk about that maybe at a later video when we start to deploy naval units. Alright, so Carmore has been detected. Your agent was detected whilst acting covertly on your instruction. He has managed to escape with his life, but has aroused suspicion towards your nation. That's okay, so he's alive. That's good. So we still get to use him, but they know we are spying on him. So we'll move him up here for the time being, and we may be able to get him to try and assassinate someone at a later stage. Alright, so trait gained. Samuel von that guy. Harsh reputation, -1 in happiness, +1 in justice administration. So he is our Chief Justice, Governor General, maybe in a way. I don't know what they call it in America. Might be Chief Justice in America as well. Like a district attorney, Chief Justice, something or other. Alright, so we'll have a quick look at our diplomacy to see what's happened since the last time we've seen them. We'll look at the minor nations. We'll look at Saxony. Still only a protectorate of Poland. They don't have any other allies at the moment. But Poland, still protectorate of Kurland, and only allies with Russia. Trading with Austria, but so are we. That's okay. So they haven't really done much more since then. Now, we've had a death. Public servant dies. Adam von Virich. Was he our treasurer, wasn't he? This man has died in office following years of faithful service to the government. Finding a replacement with similar high levels of administrative skills combined with such sound political judgment will not be a straightforward matter. No, it won't, but that's okay, because we'll let them sort that out. So they've Gerhard von Verrick. Must have been his brother. So much of a muchness. Alright. To war we go. Alright, so we'll use Arno Dessau first to attack Saxony. Making this attack as an act of war. Do you wish to proceed? Yes. So you have elected to declare war. Saxony have we don't have any allies to call in, but they're gonna call in Poland, Lithuania. Now it's not predetermined that Poland will come in and help them, but more likely than not they will. Sorry, Augusta the first, but that's so they have. So I shall anticipate your utter ruin with keen nay. I think that's what it says. Eager expectation. Good day to you, sir. See, even in times of war, they are cordial. So we'll fight this battle, and we'll probably end the video there. Alright, so our units are going to attack. So this is what I was saying about the units that they had to use, so the militia, as well as the these were the grey units, so they're citizenry. The green is us, the red is them, so we have a 2/3 majority at the moment. Location Dresden, region Saxony, turns until surrender. So we could just encamp and wait till they surrendered through starvation or whatever, but we're not going to do that. So we've got continue siege, which is what that is. We've got straight away assault. Auto-resolve battle, which means the computer will do it for us, which is just no fun. We can break away from siege, or we can demand the surrender. We'll demand the surrender. They've refused, so they want to fight. Johann Caspar von Bilgard, he's a general we'll be up against. He's a 5-star general. We are a lot more star general than that. So we'll get into it. This unlike the close combat series I did, where there was very minimal loading time, in the Total War series there is a lot of loading time. Ability is nothing without opportunity. Napoleon Bonaparte, French Emperor and General.